Welcome back. Before the break, we read some jaw-dropping posts that may have been the words of Bryan Kohberger after the Idaho killings. And now I want to look back at the post that he apparently wrote before the murders, more than 10 years before, when he was just a teenager. This one from 2011 reads, quote, "Everything I have ever done makes no sense. How did things get this way? How am I wearing this shirt? And who decided that humans shall wear shirts like this? Are we all just advanced animals with possession, or is there more that I can't see? I can't connect." He also wrote, quote, "I often find myself making simple human interactions, but it is as if I am playing a role-playing game, such as Oblivion. I can see what is going on. I am slightly into it, but I can pause the game and focus on my real life. In this case, my life is the game, and my old self can be reached by pausing the game. But how? I often think of things that humans do, things I have done my whole life. I feel like an organic sack of meat with no self-worth, as I am starting to view everyone as this." He discussed his family and childhood as well and predicted what his future would be. Quote, "I think about my father, what a good man he is, how I treat him like dirt because I have this condition and I can't take it. I might spiral out of control and lose myself in the void. I can't let it all go. All of these regrets I predict for my future self. All of these thoughts of remorse, I got this when I was in a stage of discovery. Now I look in the mirror and I see this sickly, tired, useless, and stupid man in the mirror. He is a complete disgrace. He doesn't even deserve to live." He also had some exchanges with other contributors, including one that got combative after he posted a long comment about fad diets that he said helped with a medical condition. Other users challenged him, calling him an advertiser, maybe a scammer. He responded by writing, quote, "I wouldn't fall for a scam. That's the difference between me and everyone on here." He followed a combative post with this emoji, a knife plunging through a head. The posts were uncovered by the Hidden True Crime podcast. They were able to link the posts to one of Bryan Kohberger's former email addresses. Clinical and forensic psychologist Dr. Kris Mohandie is still with me, and now we're joined by Dr. Rebecca Bailey. She's a leading family psychologist and the former personal therapist to J.C. Dugard. J.C. was abducted at age 11 and remained captive for more than 18 years. Welcome to you, Dr. Bailey, and I'll begin with you if I can. The feelings of nothingness that show up in these later teenage posts, you know, the organic sack of meat, no self-worth. It sounds to me like they're red flags, but are they?
It's a challenge with an individual like this, and I'm going to go out on a pretty strong limb, which is this man to me is a psychopath, full and full. So to be honest, anything that he wrote in writing, anything that he's saying, I'm not going to give it a whole lot of credence. So one hypothesis certainly is that this is an individual very troubled with derealization, et cetera, et cetera. When I hear it and when I look at these posts, what I hear is an individual laying a very manipulative trap for the future. I don't give it a whole lot of credence. And I know that's a funny thing to say as a psychologist who's maybe supposed to have empathy towards him. I hear the manipulation of other psychopathic individuals that I've come across in my work in treating a variety of victims.
Dr. Mohandie, can you jump in on the predictions for his future? I mean, he literally said, regrets I predict for my future self. I look in the mirror, I see this sickly, tired, useless, and stupid man. He's a complete disgrace. He doesn't even deserve to live.
Well, I think, if indeed these are his and he is ultimately found to be the person who committed these heinous crimes, that it is reflective of a person with a lot of self-hate who, has a lot of reasons to that maybe only he privately knows. He may know what his private impulses are. It was also reported that he struggled with drug addiction. If that's true, it could reflect, his reactions to that. But there is overall a sense in all these postings of an extremely alienated individual from other people who is emotionally disconnected.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.